God is not a Christian. You know, many of you think if you are not a Christian, you won't go to heaven. Lie.
When we say that Christ is the only way, religious mentality do not understand this concept of salvation. Last time, I made a post wherein I said that Christianity is not the only way, but Christ is. Then, most Christians who don't understand, who have not yet had the full knowledge of the truth, were offended at this. Now, I want you to listen to Dr. Sir Ebe Damina, what he said regarding this very concept of salvation, that Christianity is not the only way. Maybe you can understand him by his eloquent explanations of the scriptures.
If you think God is a Christian, God is not a Christian. When you finish laughing, I repeat, God is not a Christian. You know, many of you think if you are not a Christian, you won't go to heaven. Lie. There's no salvation in. When did Christianity start? People went to heaven before Christianity started. Christianity started in Antioch in the book of Acts. So God is not a Christian. That should humble you a bit. And that should start adjusting your theology. Christianity started in Acts, in Antioch. And it is unbelievers that gave the name. Unbelievers gave you a name that you are carrying as a condition for going to heaven. It is unbelievers. Unbelievers who watch the people that were adherents of Brother Paul's teaching. After teaching for some time, and they saw the transformation that happened to these people. That means before then, they didn't have name as Christians. They were called believers. They were called almajiris, disciples. They were Paul's almajiris. They were disciples of Paul. They were disciples of Paul. Then the people say, well, instead of just calling them disciples, the transformation we see in them, they look like Christ. Let's call them Christians. But before then, many people have gone to heaven, including the thief on the cross. So you don't have to be a Christian to make heaven. Abraham was not a Christian. Isaac and Jacob were not Christians. Moses was not a Christian. Abel was not a Christian. Isaiah was not a Christian. David was not a Christian. All the patriarchs were not Christians. Even Jesus is not a Christian. Even Jesus is not a Christian. That's hot revelation coming from that side.